My name is Chill Panic, and I like to cover myself in the mud. And this is Behind the Track. Behind the Track. Run the city. Let's go. So I started off with this melody, which was a Cymatics Loop, I think. And I time stretched it and changed the key to be in key with this song. It actually started out as this. But that's the cool thing about music. You can just say fuck it and start over. I had rapped the whole thing to that. And then I was like, fuck it. And we'll go into all this automation and all that shit later, but that is important. We have the 808 right here. And the reason it sounds like all distorted and everything is because I'm a G and I distort shit. By itself, the 808 sounds like this with the effects. Basically, all I was doing was adding some distortion and some width. And see, I took out the low end after the distortion because that's just to have it where if somebody's listening to it in phone speakers or something that doesn't have a good sub response, that just makes it where you can hear the sub better. And it also adds grittiness to it, and I like my shit to be gritty. But yeah, all that is Camel Crusher on Annihilate turned up all the way, and then stereo width and a high pass. But you can really use any type of distortion. I used to use the FL's overdrive distortion, and you can do that too. Sorry to interrupt, Chill Panic. This is Chill Panic. If you'd like to get exclusive samples, presets, and stems of my songs, or if you just want to support the project, consider joining my Patreon. $5 patrons receive everything I just mentioned and more. $10 patrons receive that and a monthly Zoom call where my brain is yours to pick for an hour. If you do sign up, my gratitude is infinite. If you don't sign up, I still fucks with you. I gotta go take a shit, so let's get back to the show. So then whenever it drops into the shut the fuck up. So when that comes in, I really wanted the instrumental to go with it and be like, shut the fuck up with it in the same rhythm. So that way it really emphasizes the point of the person shutting the fuck up. So I have this right here. Just a little brass one shot, probably cashmere or something. Nope, I don't know who that is, but yeah. And that layered with a cymbal doing the same thing. Just to have that high end in there. So it's really like, da, 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 da. I have the 808 doing the same thing. Oh, and the kick. The kick comes in right here too. So that way all together it's like, that way it's really like, shut the fuck up. I got a little top loop. Oh, that's a full loop that I just high passed. And then we got this. It's just a hat loop or a cymbal loop I use in almost every fucking song just to add some hype. And I use this sample a lot too to add some hype. This is from Splice. It's just Crowds and Mobs, I think. But I use that all the time whenever I want to make things sound more hectic. And you'll see I took out the melody right here too. Shut the fuck up when you're talking to me. I give up. And I don't remember why. And then I have this little loop. But I just liked the dun dun dun. So I gave up every fuck I had when I started to see that life will play you like you don't. And yeah, then we have this little riser coming in to let the listener know that something else is coming and we're about to transition. And then but like I said, this is really bare bones. We just have an impact. Then we've got the bass building up right here. Which was really just the drop bass, and then I high passed it, low passed it, and but here's the Doink, which I really don't remember how I made it. I took a yoink from a Virtual Riot pack, I think, and then I added a bunch of effects to it. Let's see. Oh, it's that one. It's that one. Which I think it was just some tonal delay and some distortion. So we got the big boy, the drop bass. I made it from scratch. Yeah, but basically that's just taking like 2 sine waves at 4 octaves apart. Here, I'll show you. I don't remember the exact pattern, but you get the idea. So what I got going on here is the MG low, resonance turned up to about 20, cut off around here, and that routed to LFO1. I'm controlling the level of both A and B and the cutoff, and I have key tracking enabled since this was sort of a melodic thing, and I wanted to make sure that that it cut off at the G. This is what it sounds like with no effects at all. So that's just with having a saw wave, and then we're FMing from B by up 7 and up 1 octave. And you see I have the level coming in with both, because usually you would turn down the level of oscillator B, but it just sounded better and more full with having the original signal coming through at the same time that it's also FMing A. And then you add some distortion. That already helps. Add a phaser, and this is just the classic static phaser trick. Frequency down all the way, feed down all the way, depth all the way down, rate all the way down, mix all the way up. It just gives it this like guitar amp type of effect. Multi-band compression. EQ to take out the lows, I think, and to add some movement to it. And then underneath that, I have a sub. It sounds like this. Which is pretty much the same thing, except this is not the same thing at all. The movement doing the same thing, but I have a high pass here for the noise, because that just adds some grit. This is without the noise. And this is with. Just makes it a little extra dirty. Then I have the LFO controlling the cutoff right here of a low pass, and right here for a low pass. And then I've got a little laser in the background. Because I just fucking love lasers and I can't help it. And everybody I've ever ghost produced for is like, hey, can you take out the lasers? But this is my song, so we're keeping the lasers. And the vocal chop right here, that was from my song Everybody. And then the second part of the drop just has that same lead, but up an octave. Oh, that. Just add some drama, I guess.
Every damn night I've been bathing in my own blood. Still it's not enough to make this boulder on my shoulder budge. I'm running out of air, but I'll keep.
And the second time it comes around, I just left the sub, and then I added a little layer for the sub. Just some distortion. Originally, I was going to have this too, so it was going to sound like this. Which actually sounds kind of fire. I don't know why I took that out. But yeah, this is just, I don't remember. It's a sine wave modulated by another sine wave. I was feeling really skrillexy. Then you know you got the haze in there. Oh, I should mention for the drums too, I have this kick. It's a D&B kick, And then for the snare, I really wanted to go for like a tonal feel. But it's kind of hard to make those stand out sometimes. So what I did was just added a transient shaper. And then without it, you can hear it's just weak, hefty. Then I added a reverb with a really, really short delay because I was going for like a tonal delay type of thing, but with reverb. And then we got a little bit of 808 feels right here. Which I just fucked around until it sounded good, which is what I do for everything. Oopsie daisy. And then for the automations, I just have, you can see, I've got, yeah, I went crazy on the master with this one. So I have one that's like turning the volume down of the master. And then I've got Camel Crusher used as a clipper. And I don't have time to go over all this. My child just called me and she needs something and I gotta go.
Join my fucking Patreon. My Patreon. Join my fucking Patreon. My Patreon. Please sign up. I'm broke as shit. Please sign up. $5 is a little bit. Join my fucking Patreon. My Patreon.